take my crown. And I'm not a singer, but I am attempting to check my microphone check. 1 2 1 2. All right, there we go. Greetings, family and friends, fellow lover loafers and revolutionaries. Welcome to KEXU 96.1 Radio LP FM. I am Audrey Candy Corn, also known as Sister Save a Soul. Why? Because I had to save my MF self. And sometimes you have to pick your own self up by your own bootstraps. Today is January the 31st, 2019. It is the last day of the month, but it is the beginning of a brand new year. Yesterday was a very emotional day for me, as some of you may know who have been watching over the 2-year time frame. My segment has to do with healing non-traditionally, and you have tuned in to a healing, grieving segment representing those who have been traumatized and dealing with the deaths of their loved ones. Yesterday was the trial for my son, Torian Desir Hughes, for the first time. We will be going to court for the adult Shaheem Johnson, who was 19 years of age at the time. Never before have I shown these pictures, but now is the time. We also have a 15-year-old by the name of Tyreen Ireland, who is currently serving some time as well. It is taking me approximately 20 months to document my footprints just on how I move on Earth. And it's turned into a project entitled Soar Torian Soar. A lot of times when we're dealing with death, we only can think about the deceased. But the reality is there are more than one person whose life has been taken, and that is the murderers' actually lives, because one person is actually facing 60 years to life when the other one is only facing 6 years, and they both played 50-50. And so during this time frame, I have attempted to just try my best not to go into a deep depression, and try to figure out ways to continue on living life and raising his brothers. So with that being said, I'd like to say that in the month of March 31st is when we'll be having the world premiere, but right here on KEXU 96.1, I'm going to show the trailer of Soar Torian Soar for the very first time. I'd like to invite you in on a Candy Cornville project.
This is me. I swear I'm going to be whole. But right now, I say I hold our man. We are revolutionary.
Sometimes you just need somebody just to sit with you.
I'm about to show how real it is. Just my son's death. Life just ain't the same.
The 17-year-old grandson of Council President Lynette Gibson McElhaney was gunned down Sunday afternoon.
I miss my son.
This boy used to always tell me that
I was beautiful. And he used to tell me to actually get dressed. He would say, I want you to be pretty, mama. And I thought I was strong. I ate.
Pardon us for the technical difficulties. One moment.
Everybody touch the earth.
Okay, I got it.
We're here to kind of help
Move through this in love.
her move through this with love. So
Soar, Torian, soar, baby. The black woman births the nation. Little Torian.
So, baby. I care about the spirit in the human being. That's what I care about.
A little moment of silence for Torian Desir Hughes, my son, great ancestor. So, I'd like to say you have officially seen the trailer of Soar Torian Soar, which is a 20-month documentary of my life and how I have cleansed myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and you know, I live in a city that is the most 10th violent city in the world. You know, an artist by the name of Savvy Morphina said we living in Oakland, Iraq. It's a state of the emergency attack. And that's what's been happening. The government has been shut down currently. And we have white men that are clearly moving into our communities and taking over, killing our babies on the street. Nia Wilson's throat was slit at a BART station at MacArthur. I ran into her mother tonight off of 73rd here in Oakland. Just tonight before I came into the station. And I was videotaping myself as I was on the BART, coming from the West Oakland BART station where Shaheem Tyndall was brutally killed by a BART police officer. I didn't get the opportunity yesterday to participate in a 16-page questionnaire in dealing with the trial for my son's murder because the judge had a sudden death in her family and called off the court date for my son's murder trial. So it was put off until the 5th of February. And this is January the 30th, which was yesterday. So the only thing that I could think of is, wow, doesn't matter what color you are, how much money you make. When death hits, you will be affected directly or indirectly. And so as I was kind of like frustrated with the fact that this moment after 3 years had finally made it, things are not going accordingly. So I centered myself and I just prayed for the judge and said, wow, you know, I just pray that the life that was taken was not taken in a brutal type of way, of violent. And hopefully whoever that is, they passed away of old age or of some natural cause. However, this could affect my son's trial for good or for bad. That's why I have been working very hard with the Department of Violence Prevention, who was adopted 2 years ago. This year, in the month of May, we will be having a summit, which means bringing people in the community together to create awareness about preventing the violence and seeing what it is that you need and that you want, so that when we do get this chief, our chief could have a safe playing field to go and speak to other chiefs versus a director of services. So the Department of Violence is a community-based led organization or department from people like myself with the Taz Foundation. Grieving mothers and fathers and people in the community that are doing the work without getting paid. Taz, Torian, Amir, and Zaire, 3 brothers dedicated to eradicating hatred and violence through approaching life with love, compassion, integrity, and kindness, created the Taz Foundation. Now, my son died on these streets of West Oakland in the same space, location on Mandela, where Tay, Gino, and Mark Ubo, triple homicide, January the 4th. I am in this community where all 4 traumatizing things have transpired, but yet I'm still thriving because there are things and tools that I've been given to use, such as things like black seed. It's medicine. So I ingest this so that I can control my emotions. I was given this by Almaz. Sage from Africa directly. This is what we need for healing purposes. Charcoal. Okay? You don't know what that's for? Google it. Do a little history, research. We got frankincense, what they gave the baby Jesus. Don't focus on what color they say he is. They said that they gave him frankincense as a gift. So I was given frankincense. The color yellow, because this is what I had on yesterday. Something for calming. And then I also had some peppermint for aromatherapy to prepare me. Did I say that this sage was from Africa? Okay, that's important. All of these things are non-traditional ways to heal yourself. And so with that being said, be good to yourselves and each other. My name is Audrey Candy Corn. It is important that you stay connected to Decolonized Academy and PNN, not CNN, because we are poor people's news. It's important that you give donations directly to our organization. Homefulness. Lisa Tiny Gray Garcia. Want to give a shout out to Diallo, who is always working behind the scenes effortlessly and selflessly to keep things going on behind the scenes. Yeah. It's about family. Thank you, Tanika Blue, for being with me the whole 3 years. Monique Alexander.
Reflecting, third eye connecting, no time can emulate my melanin.